Senate Bill SB 1041. Short title, Aggregate Cap Increase, STOs, Aggregate Cap Increase. This bill was introduced by Senator Livingston, and it cleared the Senate 16 to 14, again along party lines, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. It will be in the House Ways and Means Committee on Wednesday. What this bill does, and I'll read the summary here, part of the summary, it increases the aggregate dollar amount of the cap on the credit for contributions to school tuition organizations. That's what STO stands for, school tuition organizations. For, and this is the key, for displaced and disabled students. It doesn't say anything about kids that are not displaced or disabled. And displaced has to do with having had a foster home that didn't work out, and you know, they're having problems. In other words, this is for troubled kids, one way or the other. Mm-hmm. Why the Democrats are opposed to this is beyond me. The reason they're opposed to it, well, of course, they're going to oppose anything that favors anything other than money for the public schools. STOs, as you people probably know, and maybe we should mention this, that you as a taxpayer in Arizona, you can take a credit, not just a deduction, but a credit in your tax return if you send X amount of dollars, and there is a cap, and I don't know what that is, but you can send some money to a specific tax organization, a school tuition organization, and then they provide scholarships for these kids using that money. And there's all kinds of restrictions on it, there's caps and so on. So what this bill is doing is that for that part of the STO that deals with displaced and disabled students, there is an increase in the cap. Okay. Mm-hmm. Makes perfectly good sense. There is another bill, and we'll be talking about that one as well, that deals with poor kids. But this one deals exclusively with displaced and disabled students. So I think it's a good bill. I am voting yes on it. And Archie, do you have anything to add to that?
Well, I'll try to be quick. I'm 180 degrees out from you. This is a no bill. Absolutely not. Well, I mean, I don't have any problem with the underlying provision about the student tuition organization. I don't have any problem with that. But what I do have a problem with is that, you see, it provides that if corporations or insurance companies, and I think the term is insurer, and I'm not sure that an insurer is not a corporation, but it distinguishes between the two. And it increases the amount they can contribute each year, and right now the limit is $5 million. So, you know, State Farm can contribute $5 million this year. Next year they can contribute $10 million, and then it goes on up until they can contribute, $15 million, and it goes on up after that. So what they get to do is whatever they contribute to this organization, and it's a 501c, I don't know if it's 501c3 or 501c6 organization, but it's a tax-exempt organization. So they get to take that money. So if they have, if they've earned, say, during the year of 2020, they've earned $20 million, they get to take that $5 million or that $15 million off of the top, and they only pay taxes on what's left. And if you read the fact sheet, it says very clearly that this will have a physical impact, and it has no real offsetting benefit in view of the fact that the education bill titles says the state of Arizona must provide to the information and funds to teach our children. We don't need this at all.
Well, okay, but you're looking at it from the point of view of the corporation that they get a benefit. I am looking at it from the point of view of an individual who wants to direct the way that his tax money is being directed, it's being used. In other words, if I have $1,000 liability, and I don't know what the numbers are, I'm just using this as an example, okay? So if I have $1,000 tax liability at the state level, and I want to direct 500 of that to this organization, then I'm able to do that. I can direct what my tax is to, the way I want my tax money to be used. And to me, that's a good thing, okay? And that's the whole idea behind this STO, is that individuals can contribute. Now, there are some safeguards in there, like I cannot direct that money for my own kid or my neighbor's kid if we have an agreement. There's all kinds of restrictions as to how I can do this. Safeguards. But the underlying thing there is that when I contribute to these school tuition organizations, it's money that normally would go to pay taxes, has the same effect, except that now it's going to the kids' education that I want to go to. And that's why I'm in favor of the whole concept of the STO. And this is only an increase as to what can happen because of, well, for whatever reason, they want to increase it, and I'm not opposed to that.
All right, well, okay.
So we'll disagree on that, but.
Well, I mean, I'd like to point out, you're talking about an individual, and I don't have a problem with that. Here we're talking about corporations, and we're not talking about $100 or $200.
Yeah.
We're talking about the current amount is $5 million. That's a huge amount of money.
It goes up to something like 20 million.
And in 22, it goes to 10 million, and in 23, it goes to 15 million.
I think the top is 20.
Okay, but then it goes on to say that they'll be increased every year.
Yeah.
Now, you've got a corporation in here in the state of Arizona that, now all of a sudden they get to write, 15 or 20 million dollars off of their income before they start figuring out how much they have to pay in taxes. No, not a good idea. That's just my humble opinion.
Okay, so we'll disagree on that one.
Okay.